Introducing Samuel Flutter. Samuel Flutter is, or I'll just call him Sam for this. Sam is a very good moveset maker. In my opinion, he has always been a good moveset maker. Emphasis on good. Um, but we'll get into that as we go through. I'll probably explain it because seem to be getting a bit long. But first, let's start with Challenge 1, the Kirby moveset with Mirror. Now, Mirror Kirby was a high-scoring moveset. He started off really strong with second place, scoring a 9 on the Kirby movesets. Kirby movesets, they either fell into bad, okay, good. Mirror Kirby was quite good. It was very close to being first, just being edged out by I think point 0.2. So it was really good moveset, or point 0.4, I don't remember. But anyway, it was a really good moveset. It started off, it was a really strong start to Sam's journey throughout this tournament. Nice second place, nice 9. But unfortunately, as we go through, he doesn't really quite reach that peak ever since the first challenge. Kind of doesn't exactly go downhill, but it's not exactly. He doesn't ever reach that potential again as well as he could have been, maybe, at least in terms of score. Next, we have Gardevoir for the Pokemon Challenge. This was at the time a personal favorite of Eyes. I believe it was Eyes' first 10, and I think the first 10 of any judge. But overall, it ended up getting an 8, being above average but not placing. Still doing, quite good, especially at that time where the Pokemon Challenge was the lowest average challenge. So 8 was pretty good. It's a pretty good moveset. Still showed an understanding of the challenges and being able to make, in my opinion, Sam's movesets are simple but effective. They don't tend to have anything really crazy in it. It's just this is what you like. This is a fun, simple moveset that you can enjoy, and we tend to, or at least I do. I don't know who else reads these besides the judges. Anyway, Gardevoir was nice. It just didn't score as well as Eyes would have hoped, and as well as he would have hoped himself. Next, we have Ray01. Now, Ray01, personally, I was really happy that it was a character chosen for this challenge, because he's a really cool character, and Custom Robo doesn't get enough love. And it was a really interesting moveset. I feel this was around where the simple but effective sort of thing started to stale a bit, because it was a bit too simple. Not too simple, because I struggle to say too simple. It was more so that there wasn't enough progression in these movesets. Basically, excuse me. Pretty much everyone throughout the challenges has gotten better, has included more things, has put more detail into things, and things like that. While Sam sort of stays consistently, roughly like each moveset is pretty much just as good as the last, at least in terms of concept or whatever. Where it doesn't, he's good. This is what I meant before when I said he's a good moveset maker. And this is where we sort of start to see this. You don't really see a huge change in design or style with his movesets. Maybe that's just me, but at least in my opinion, as well as looking at the scores, it kind of seems like that. He's never really been too terrible, but he's not really been improving like a lot of the other makers have, or at least tried. And we'll get into that as we go on, but next we have Paper Mario. Ooh, sorry. Now, Paper Mario is an interesting case because Paper Mario had been done before. He was the only character that was repeated outside of the very same challenge, with someone having done a Paper Mario moveset in the roster maker challenge. So he was in an interesting predicament, and he did well to set himself apart from the other one. It was a pretty unique moveset, focusing more on the paper abilities rather than Paper Mario abilities like the last one did, which is kind of controversial for some, but overall it was a pretty good moveset with an 8.4. So again, doing well, not placing, but doing well, and a pretty high scoring moveset at that. 8.4 is definitely nothing to scoff at, especially at that point in the competition, so props to that one. And being able to differentiate yourself enough from something that's already been done. But then we move on to the weapons challenge, where Sam chooses Batman. Now, I don't know what it is with the superheroes. The superheroes don't end up doing too well, I guess. The weapons challenge was evident of that. Batman, he scored below average, but it wasn't terribly below average. It wasn't a terrible moveset. It wasn't even all too bad, really. It was just on the weaker side. But if you see his scores, 7.6 isn't too far off from the sort of range he's been going in. And it's just that his good was just a little not good enough that time, really, more than anything, because it was still pretty consistent with his kind of style of being relatively simple and to the point with his movesets. And being, again, good. And this is kind of, I think, where people started to really develop themselves as moveset makers throughout this area of rounds. So I think that may have something to do with it personally, but that's just my input on this. Take it with a grain of salt, read the movesets yourself, tell me what you think. But as we go on, we go to the trio challenge. Not the trio challenge, like I said, hit a lot of people hard. Like I said in other videos at least, it hit a lot of people hard, and it was a real struggle for a number of people. But in this was somewhere where the simple and fun sort of approach really helped him, because while a lot of people tried a bunch of different things and experimented really, for some really badly, or some missteps here and there depending on the person, it was just 3 characters that were all good, with a bit of uniqueness to make it a little more than just a transforming character, and that's it. It's a solid moveset. It got an 8.2, got silver, and it was Sam's second placement, being silver again, and it was a good moveset. There was no real flaws aside from maybe not doing as much as it could have with the concept, but it was good. Like I've been saying, Sam is a good moveset maker. And then we reach Nintendogs and cats. Nintendogs plus cats, I guess. Personally, I think this is the cutest moveset ever. I loved reading it. It was adorable. There was a few areas with the cat where I was like, that seems a little violent, specifically like the back air, or I want to say it was a pummel, maybe, where the cat gets angry and attacks. But besides that, I think it's an adorable moveset. And unfortunately, it reached below average. It got a 7.5, being his lowest score total. I personally think it was a bit of an unjust score for him, as I thought he did really well at the challenge. It was a lot better than I probably would have done with Nintendogs plus cats. It was a brave attempt at something, and personally I think it was good. But the judges are judges, so I can't blame them for their scores or anything. However, you begin to see not a decline specifically because Chrono was good, but you see this range that he's always kind of hit ever since the 9. It's kind of always been between a span of top 7 or low 8s. And I think my worry with that is that in the future, if he gets into top 5, for instance, other moveset makers might, pass that sort of range for movesets and continue improving and continue to leave him behind, essentially. I hope not, because I think his style, personally, I think his style is fun to read. I think it makes for good movesets, and he is a good moveset maker. I don't know if I can really picture him in top 3 or the finals with that sort of style. However, we'll see. We'll have to see how others do. We'll have to see if he sort of breaks his limit.